Sounds like ghost music. Yeah. I'll bet this place is haunted.
It is. It used to be a satanic church.
For real.
When you lie, kiss your baby,
This is
bye,
Ween?
bye, bye. If you're true, the whole wide world will laugh with you. When we see nothing's wrong with you and me, the time will tell. It might even ring a wedding bell. If you think that I'm a loser,
Well, you suck, 'cause you're nothing but
about a user of your love. I can't get enough. But girl, it's true. The whole wide world is smiling with you. Push the little daisies and make them come up. Push the little daisies and make them come up. Push the little daisies and make them come up. Push the little daisies and make them come up. Sometimes I know, and sometimes I'm on the go, but I'm coming back, so don't give me no flack, yeah.
Hey.
It's all you.
Wow, I don't even know this thing right now.
Oh.
All right. So here's the thing, guys. This is real. This is the first time I've podcasted for real. We've done one before just to test out the mics when we first got here. This is the first time we are actually podcasting, and it was all because Kate Quigley is here joining us, and she actually was like, "Brian, we have to do it." She pushed me to do this. Toe, you were sleeping. You were like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
I actually felt terrible.
Yeah, it was like.
I actually wasn't sleeping. I was just fucking around.
Actually, her hair was still wet, so
Yeah,
she
but
just
you
showered.
you
Yeah.
did not want to do this, right?
Well, I do have to work early tomorrow, but
In like
this is
3
more
hours,
important.
right? 4
Yeah.
hours?
Something like that.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're young.
Yeah.
Vital.
I was talking to Kate tonight at the Comedy Store, and I was like, I got the studio. It's mostly done. There's a lot of things I haven't figured out yet, and I need to fix. And you were like, let's just do it. Let's just like go crazy and do a stupid podcast. So here we are. We are doing a Dysentary. I don't even know where the camera is. Oh, there it is.
I'm afraid to do this, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, where are the cameras?
There's one
Yeah,
there.
so there's a camera here. It's pretty much set up the exact same way as the Ice House, except my camera's over here now, which I'm not used to, and it's a GoPro. I don't know if I like that or not.
I like it.
But
I
it's
think
the
it's
same
great.
as the Ice House. It really is. Kate and Toe have, you can't see this, but Toe and Kate have Brody Stevens at the end right now.
Aww.
Look at Brody.
Who painted that? Who made that painting, Brian?
You're an asshole. We'll put that in the comments.
What?
I don't know right now. It's like.
Oh, sorry. I thought maybe it was like, somebody you knew.
By the way, for the audio
very
listeners,
cool.
it is 4 a.m. It is 4 a.m. right now.
Wait, let me explain this because I flew back from Florida yesterday and I sound even like more manly than usual because I have bronchitis or some kind of terminal
What?
walking pneumonia. It's not really.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. I don't hear anything either.
Yeah.
Oh. See, this is the shit that goes on right now. Yeah, I did touch something. And what did it do?
Did you touch something on the side where your index is right now?
I don't know what's going on. Oh, gosh. Try again.
Hello. Oh, there we are.
There we go. Jesus.
bumped something.
What the fuck happened here?
I know it's 4 a.m.
Hey, that's what you get when you have the first podcast from Death Squad Burbank. If you're just tuning in, I've been doing Death Squad at the Ice House in Pasadena, California for the last maybe 8 years. And it's a comedy club that I rented out a side. Like they have this whole building, and there was like a part where they rented out to people. And when I rented it out, the prior people, the people that were there before used to be a church. and they, I guess, grew too big and became too successful, and they moved out. And the Ice House is like, oh, we have this empty room, and I was like, Al Magical, who
Wait
owns-
a second. Just that side office was a church, or the whole club?
No. That's what is Death Squad?
Oh, that side office that you turned into a podcast.
Yeah. What
Interesting.
was Death Squad?
That was a church?
That used to be a church. And Al Magical, of all people, who created All Things Comedy, he's the producer of the latest Whitney Cummings Netflix special.
I didn't know that.
With Bill Burr. Him and Bill Burr got together and made All Things Comedy.
Which is cool.
Which is the greatest thing ever. Fun fact, I did 2 podcasts today at All Things Comedy. I
No
did
way.
Punch Drunk, and I did Josh Wolf, his show. And I got some cool shows, ideas. Anyways,
Puma.
Puma.
They're great.
They're great. I love them.
We all love them.
I love them. Anyways, but Al helped me get that studio back in the day. He actually, you know what? I talked to the owner of the club, and he was like, you know, I'm going to do this and that. And then Al sat down and goes, no, you should do this and that. And he made a deal for me. Like, I've never had anyone really help me out as much as Al.
Really?
Al Magical helped me out so hardcore, and it was amazing. And for the last 8 years, all of you have felt what I've done at Death Squad and Ice House. So recently, I think
Someone purchased.
not yet. I've heard it's still in the air. I've heard there's a lot of things going around, and maybe they might be selling it. And I have no idea. I don't want to talk about that part because I tweeted something and I was told not to talk about it.
But
anyways,
the rumor is
they're
that selling the
get
iPhone.
out of here, Brian. You know, which to me, honestly, was a great time of my life to do that because I haven't done much podcast lately. A lot of it had to do with just being burnt out. A lot of it had to do with the place I was at. The ceiling was coming down, and you couldn't, like, all my equipment got shit on.
Like physically?
Yeah.
In
like,
the Ice House?
Yeah, like water damage. All the mics were just fucked up. Like, I had to buy tarps from Amazon to make sure my shit wouldn't get ruined more. But
Like
when
my apartment.
Yeah, like it's exactly like your apartment.
Yeah. You haven't been there yet.
No, it's pretty
a
much
shack.
Yeah, it's pretty much like what the Ice House became.
God.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smells worse.
Death Squad at the Ice House.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm moving into this couch in the
Yeah.
other office.
You're gonna live here now. It's
Thank
fine.
you.
You can like be the bodyguard of this place. You know.
I would live here totally. There's no shower, but whatevs.
No, that's what workout places are for, right?
Gyms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gyms.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is way better than a car.
I mean, yeah. This is. My car is cooler. It's probably you guys 100 and how hot is it in this room for real?
Well,
hot now.
it's pretty hot.
These earmuffs.
It's like 100 degrees.
So turn on the air conditioning. Let's see how loud the air conditioning is, because that's look. Here's the thing. Like, I just moved in here. This is the first podcast
I know.
we've done. And when you said you wanted to do it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm 100% ready. And I had to figure out a couple of things.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of
It's a
working right now.
test.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
test.
test. It's a pilot.
Well, I slept all day because I was like legit so sick. I almost passed out on
What
my
happened?
flight.
What happened?
I think everybody's telling me that the bubonic plague is going around. Not a joke.
Oh, God.
Have you heard?
Yo, you've been hanging out with stupid people.
No, dude, it's in the news. Like, the plague is back. I don't think I have the plague.
Oh, I think I've heard something about like homeless people breeding all these crazy.
Oh yeah, the
diseases
homeless
that
people
haven't
are really
been around
bad,
in a while.
and you live
My neighborhood
near,
is- yeah.
Yeah, you live near homeless city, tent
Legitimately.
city. Like, you really live next to that Target that was made 10 years ago.
That never
and
got
then
built.
halfway through the Target, they were like, you know what? We have to stop this Target, and then just let homeless people live in here for like 3
Is that
years.
what happened?
Legitimately, they started building a Target, and then some dude figured out that it was 7 centimeters above city code. And he was like, it's going to block my view of the Hollywood sign. So he filed an order with the city to have Target quit building, and they stopped 5 years ago.
Yeah, they pretty much made most of Target,
It was
and then they
done.
just stopped.
Yeah. Other than like.
So what happened? Like, did they change anything, or did Target shave a little off the top? What?
I heard that what happened is either Target had to tear it down, start over, which was too expensive, or they had to try to get the actual law changed so they could build taller, and they just finally got it done. But now they're not going to start. It's not going to be done for like another year. So in that time, all these homeless guys basically moved in. It's like an abandoned
Oh God.
Target
Yeah.
Crazy.
that's done. So my
I
neighborhood,
wonder what it looks like inside.
I mean, I haven't wandered through,
It's
but
mostly poop.
if you want to get gangbanged, that's probably the place to go. But like legitimately, my neighborhood went from, it was kind of gentrifying to like one of the worst neighborhoods. It's so scary.
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, like a lot of people live somewhere
A house with a guy sent me a photo of a house with an indoor swimming pool with a water slide in his basement. He was like, my house was $300,000. It's a mansion.
What?
Yeah. Word. You left Ohio.
Yeah, but I was making like $8 an hour.
Yeah.
like
That's the thing, though. You can't buy a $300,000 house doing normal people stuff in Ohio.
no, $300,000 houses, by the way, in Ohio
Our mansion.
was the biggest house in Ohio.
Yeah.
The house I moved from when Joe Rogan hired me, and I had just got a new place, and I was so proud of that place. I was like, I got a new girl, or I mean,
In Ohio?
I have a girl, and
I have a girl in the apartment.
I have a girl. I've been dating her for like 6 years, but we just moved to like the best part of Columbus, or nice part. It's called, people in Columbus will know what I'm talking about, like Grandview. Like we got into a high part of Grandview, and we got a nice house, and it was 3 or 4 bedrooms. We had a
What?
We had a basement.
Were you like, was
We
she
had-
pregnant?
No. We
4 bedrooms?
we had a garage. We had a
The
front yard.
The way you're saying it,
That's
you're
why
like,
I'm
a
laughing, Greg.
garage.
No.
Like, it's like,
The way you look right now is like,
no.
No, because I think about it all the time. You know why I think about it all the time? Because in my head,
you're smoking
No.
pot?
In my head, I was like, this is where we're gonna have a baby. We're gonna get married.
I get it, actually.
Like,
I get it.
Our kitchen was yellow. Have you ever been in a kitchen and you walk in and you're like, this kitchen is as big as my apartment now, by the way.
damn.
This kitchen
Yeah.
was so big and it was yellow. You walk in, you're like, I just want eggs.
The home
Everything,
I grew up-
like it was so bright
my
and yellow.
Home,
I get that.
The home I grew up in, the kitchen we painted yellow.
Yeah.
It's
I'm-
supposed
I think
to
kitchen should
stimulate
all
your
be.
appetite or
I think
something.
kitchen should be all
I'm not sure
yellow.
about
By the way,
yellow. Why?
you don't like yellow?
I mean, yellow's fine, but I'm just not. Yellow to me makes me think of some diseases
There's
like
something.
jaundice, hepatitis.
What about like
No.
sunshine yellow?
Yeah. I like when you walk in this kitchen, like you can see a part of this house. There's a video I did a long time ago where I edited myself giving myself a blowjob, and it was in one of my rooms. Every room was a different color. Like one room was red,
cool.
the kitchen was yellow, our
That's
bedroom was
awesome.
blue. It was the greatest place I ever moved into.
Damn.
And then Joe Rogan hired me. He was like, "You want to move to LA?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, get me out of this fucking awesome house. I love being."
I actually get it though, because when you live in the Midwest, you put so much stock in. Like I remember, I bought a condo in Chicago when I was married. I owned a condo for like
Yeah, I remember
3
you telling me
years.
this.
Yeah, and I remember like for me, I wanted like Pottery Barn furniture. Like when I was in college, I was in college when I had my condo because I was like 12 when I got married. Yeah, but like I thought having Pottery Barn furniture was like it meant you made it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I cared about. Now, I'm like I just want to live somewhere where people don't collect my garbage.
I know.
Like for real. Like I'm like I want to live somewhere where people don't bang on my window.
So crazy.
So weird.
Yeah.
So different.
I have a camera in my backyard. Like, so I upgraded my security cameras recently, and one of the biggest cameras is a camera that's actually outside. It's an outdoor camera, and it just faces my cars for the most part in my backyard. And there's so many people like 4 a.m. that just climb in the dumpster in the back of my house.
Oh yeah.
And like people that just like these night walkers that just like there's millions of people that not millions. All right, there's 5 people
It's the same 5 every night.
Every night though.
Yeah.
Like it's Bike Guy. Oh, it's.
I say hi to them.
yeah.
I try to make friends with all the creepy.
Some of them are nice.
Well, I think the best move is to make friends with them.
And
Kinda.
also, they're just
But-
trying to make money off recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also those people that you meet at a bar and you're like, why did I say hi? I told you this tonight. Let's
That's
not bring it up.
everyone I talk
But like,
to.
you know what I mean? Like you let them in your world for like a second, and then you're fucked for life. You know what I'm talking about?
That happens to me more online.
I'm sure it happens to you all the time.
Well, like
Yeah.
that happens to me a lot online because every once in a while I'll answer someone to be nice. Like someone sends me a question, I answer, and once you answer one time, they won't stop messaging you. And then at some point you're like, well, now I'm like a bitch if I ignore, especially if it's someone that messaged you for a sad reason. Like I've been really depressed, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I think about offing myself. I want to focus on my music. So you write them back to try to cheer them up. But now I have like 50 people that I'm trying to like make sure they stay alive in my DMs. Do you know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't know where you cut it off.
Yeah.
And do the same thing with homeless people. I got tonight, this is the best, Janice. We're at the Comedy Store tonight. This homeless guy comes by on the sidewalk. Well, I don't know if he was homeless. He didn't look homeless. He looked like you, but
he seemed like
poor.
a comedian, but homeless. Yeah.
kinda. He came by and he asked 5 of us for money. And then he got to the end of the line. He asked me for money too.
What was the question? Like, how did he phrase it?
He came by and said, do any of you guys have a few bucks? And I said, no, we're all comedians. We're broke. And then he asked like George and Eddie, and they were like, nah, bro, we don't have money. And then he came to me again, and he goes, well, can I at least get your number and take you out?
Ew.
How does he even have a phone?
How are you going to take
Oh,
me
wait,
out?
wait. You don't have money for food, but you have a cell phone?
And how are you going to take me out? You just asked me for
Exactly.
money.
That's what I'm.
I want to take you out to the dumpster behind Trader Joe's. They're really
wanna
nice.
go for a hike?
They give us, yeah, yeah.
I'm okay with a hike, actually.
Right?
But honestly, I'm starting to think like he would be a better catch than like half the fucking arrogant piece of shit
No.
famous guy.
No,
Really?
you're wrong. You're 100% wrong.
You think a homeless guy's
100%
worse than
wrong.
a famous guy?
100% wrong.
I'd rather date
Like,
homeless
look,
than
look.
famous.
When I moved out here, like what I said, I moved from a nice place, moved out here. This is the hardest city to survive. Like I've been
Yes.
very lucky because I work for Rogan, and I've been very lucky, right?
Yeah.
But also on top of that, I am completely put into a situation where like you can only afford this, even though you work for this, you can only live this way.
But do you
So,
really care?
Yeah, I care because when you get older, you don't want to live in an apartment.
Do you think
like,
you're
look,
gonna live that-
apartments are supposed to be temporary.
I don't think
apartments
so.
are to a point they should be. LA apartments are not the same apartments as Ohio apartments.
No.
If you live in Ohio apartment, 100%, I could live in Ohio apartment all my whole life.
That's because we have cheap apartments.
No.
Like the apartment I lived in Marina Del Rey, Venice area was dope, but it was like $3,000 a month. I couldn't afford it.
right.
But if you could afford that, you
Well,
could.
I'm not talking about three grand. Like if
Like
I
$5,000.
If I was living in a $3,000 apartment, I would just buy a house. That's just stupid.
But I wouldn't buy a house because then you have to take care of it yourself. What are you gonna do if something breaks? You
You
have to
could
fix it.
also hire a company that's like $200 a month that covers everything.
Really?
Yeah, that's like a thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's companies, it's like management companies that they'll inspect your house and go like, all right, it's like $200 a month,
Oh,
No
cool.
way.
and it's like paying like a landlord that.
Of course, there's
I didn't
something.
know
like
Yeah,
that.
100%.
There's
100%.
something for every need.
Yeah,
Huh.
definitely.
All right. then
By
I
the
take
way,
it
this
back.
is Dysentary, so
I know,
why are we
we're
talking
talking
about
too
home
serious.
ownership?
Yeah. So here's a real question.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
Do you want the
before.
set list? Here.
I've never asked you this before, I don't think.
Uh-oh, I'm
and like,
afraid.
trust me, I don't remember any of the things from Dysentery I used to talk about.
I never
but
did
I do
it.
remember this one because it's so stupid. Hey, if you were to put a curling iron in your vagina and turn it on high, how long do you think you could keep it in?
Depends. Is it ceramic or metal?
No, ceramic.
Not long.
Like how? Give me like if you were to like be the world
How
champion.
do you know what the
like,
difference between ceramic and metal?
because
'Cause I have both.
ceramics like like rich people shit. Like,
Ceramic gets hot
Oh,
super
yeah,
fast.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
and,
that.
and
And
it's
crazy
more
hot.
quality. Gets hotter.
More what? Cloddy?
Hotter, not clotter.
You said cloddy.
No, I did. All right, I didn't mean to
no,
say
he
that.
said quality.
Quality.
I
I didn't
mean-
even say that either.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
But that's funny if I did say that.
not
quality.
long, dude. Like, Mine, like, maybe 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Max.
So you would put a ceramic curling iron in your vagina for 30 seconds. You think you could last
I
30
wouldn't.
seconds?
You're saying if I did. I mean, 30 seconds. Maybe less, because I think it
Right.
heats up in a minute.
Kate, the
Yeah.
real answer is
I
would
wouldn't do
never
that.
put, yeah. All right.
Well, you never know.
So, you were actually, I give you credit. I'll give you a point on that because you actually said if I were to do it. Like, you were like, I would never do that. I feel like you were
Yeah.
on the same boat. All
No
right?
one's doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't put anything that's going to get hot. I told you about my explosion, my Hitachi explosion.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know?
We've talked about this before, though, right?
I
We
didn't know
haven't.
about this.
Yeah. So, Janice, this is crazy because you not only have a Hitachi,
fake
but
Hitachi.
she's addicted to the Chinese websites. You know what I mean? Like where you get the knockoffs and you
Like
every
AliExpress,
day.
Wish.
Don't do that.
Every day
Why?
I go to the mailbox and she has a new package and she goes, she doesn't even know what she orders because they're all like 10 cents each.
Wait, do you mean clothes or
Everything.
Just
I mean, I do that
anything.
with sometimes late at night with like
Yeah.
the Wish app and shit. I order
Because
like
you
all that
order
10
it's so
cents.
cheap, and then it takes like a month and a half to get to you.
Exactly.
By then, it's like, oh,
You guys-
Yeah,
there's
but she's
gifts.
buying dildos.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like the Wish app, everything on it's like $1, and you're like, how the fuck is this $1? But then
Exactly.
shipping.
There's
like,
a reason for it.
Well, yeah, but then like you forget what you bought, and it's like Christmas when it shows up.
Yeah.
It's like a gift from your
Yeah, but
past
she
self.
gets two things every day.
You
That's
got-
how
Not
bad it is.
lately.
No. But you have to admit, it's been almost every single day I go to the mailbox and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, well, there
This
was a
coming from
period
the
of
guy that
time.
goes on like Amazon and orders like live
shit?
fucking
Real shit.
turtles and shit.
No,
like
I
turtles
order
show
real
up.
shit.
No, come on. You've ordered so much weird shit. I forget what
Should
it
I
was.
go grab the Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yeah.
Ooh,
no.
yeah. Okay. Well, the Hitachi thing though, for real, be careful because like I ordered a cheap Chinese the iPad laptop charger, MacBook charger.
Oh, yeah.
That shit almost caught my house on fire.
Yeah.
But the Hitachi,
That's real shit.
My Hitachi's not a knockoff. I use it a lot.
That's 100% true. And what's crazy is that Amazon sometimes buys
yeah.
the same Chinese cheap shit and lets them sell it on their website. So, as an example, my security cameras, for whatever reason, they don't come with chargers for all the cameras. Like they're supposed to be plugged in, so they're like security cameras. For whatever reason, the company, I'm not going to even say who it is because I hate them. They don't come with those chargers. So instead of buying like $60 chargers, I went on Amazon and found I could get 3 of them for $20. And I was like, you know what? I might do that.
The
Twice.
cord burn out, right?
Twice.
Did the cord burn out?
Twice the charger part just fried. And I'm like, wait
Yeah.
a second. What if that caught a fire in this
No,
studio?
that's what happened to my Mac shit. I'm telling
Amazon's
you
selling that.
that
though.
it was on Amazon. That's what.
Yeah.
That's where I got
How
it.
is Amazon not testing this shit? You know, Amazon should have some kind of like, hey, we have to back this shit up. Like Target ain't selling you
Well,
shit that's gonna
return
blow
it.
up.
You can return it.
No, you can return it. I returned it
but
twice.
No one, oh, I didn't.
Wait,
But-
so how,
Too lazy.
how did the Hitachi...
Okay, the Hitachi. This is legit. I plug in the Hitachi. Granted, my outlets are kind of old, kind of like the ones here. Like I just plugged in my cell phone here, and it's on fire, so you have to watch out.
Oh, shit.
But like I'm using the Hitachi for a while, and the cord starts to split a little bit where it plugs into the end. And one day, I'm in bed. Thank God it wasn't touching me yet. I turned it on, and I was just about to touch it to my clit, and when it was like 3 inches away, dude, it fucking sparked. And I saw an actual flame, like a huge flame, and I screamed and I threw it. And when it hit the floor, it actually exploded. Fire came out of it, and the cord burnt off. Like legit, it was a bomb.
And you
Basically
bought that
a
on
bomb.
Amazon?
No, this is a
Holy shit.
legit Hitachi that I got for free from the
Oh.
Playboy channel.
Have you told Hitachi that?
Dude, yeah, and here's the fucked up thing. So I posted a funny video about it. I was like, I mean, it burnt my leg, and it wasn't
my
even touching
God.
me, and it burnt my leg. I post a video about it. You're gonna die, Brian. This guy messages me, and he goes, "Be really careful with that." He goes, "I'm actually an organ donor harvest guy. Like he
What?
harvests, like if you donate your organs when you die, this guy would take your organs out." And he goes, "We just had a lady come into the ER who died because her vibrator exploded inside her
Oh no!
and blew up her femoral artery, like in her thigh, and she
Well, look,
died.
we only hear about
The death.
battery
God.
shit that happens with cell phones because everyone has a cell phone. But those same exact batteries are in every single thing we use all the time.
Yeah.
Like those batteries in Hitachis, those batteries are in everything.
Well, have you ever been holding a phone that got so hot you could smell it?
No,
burning?
no, my iPhone has
Me
gotten
neither.
so crazy sometimes. What? Wait, what you say?
That you can smell it burning.
That's happened to
That's
you?
happened to me with my
No, it hasn't.
Samsung. Yes, it has.
Jesus.
You.
I put it in the freezer.
Can we talk? Why? I know why.
I know, but I'm not gonna-
actually I think
there's
I know the
multiple
real. I think I
reasons.
know the real reason.
There's
but
multiple reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
There's multiple reasons I have an Android.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
argue all the time.
All right. No,
By the way,
you
right,
know, I've later in my life as an older man found out why you don't.
no, dude,
use
I
iPhone.
have an iPhone and an Android. Brian, I have both now.
Where's
just
your
so you
phone?
know, I'm looking for the iPhone because I have
You
both
don't have
now.
an iPhone.
Yes, I do. It's here.
Yeah, show me it.
I just posted.
Show me it.
Go on my Twitter.
Oh
all
yeah,
my
you
tweets
do.
are a tweet
She
from
does
my
have
phone.
it. It's pink.
No, it's Where
Yeah,
is it?
it is. I just. I
Where
don't
is
know.
it?
It's right
Exact-
here. Look, it's an older one. It's a 6S.
Oh.
I have both, and
Wow.
here's my whole point. I still think, after using both for a while, there are benefits. iPhone's definitely simpler.
Okay, you're
This
using
is
an
better.
iPhone 6.
S.
So, all right, I want you to know how iPhones work. They go 7,
I
7S,
understand, okay?
8S,
I get it.
9,
Whatever,
9S,
it doesn't
10.
matter.
Yeah, but each one of those S's and numbers is a year.
It's the
so
same
you're using
system.
something that was made 10 years ago.
It's the same operating system.
Oh my God,
This
you're
is
wrong.
not 10
you're,
years old.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I have a brand new iPad.
Oh my God.
All right, top 3 reasons why iPhone versus.
I'll tell you. And I'm not saying the iPhone's terrible. There are things I like about it. It's definitely simpler. The battery lasts a little longer, I think. Here's-
Alexa, when was the iPhone 6S released?
Here's what I found.
It was released in 1984.
P.S. I love that you don't even use Siri. You use Alexa because Siri sucks.
What?
Oh, did you say Alexa?
He said Alexa.
Oh, that's why I didn't get a real
God.
answer.
Also,
Holy
wait,
shit! I didn't
wait.
even really. All right, I use Alexa all the time.
I know you do.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Hey Siri.
Stop,
Hey
stop.
Siri, when was the iPhone 6S released?
Wait, it really told you 1984? I thought that was a joke.
No.
No.
That was a good joke, though.
Oh God.
What'd she say?
No one wants to tell me
See,
the
the
real truth.
iPhone. Listen.
Both
can I
of
tell
them.
you?
Both of them didn't tell me.
Oh
though.
yeah, let me ask Google. Hold on.
All right,
Hold
Google.
on.
Google
Hold
will
on.
get it.
Hold on.
Google.
Hold on.
Google will get
Hold
it.
on.
Well, iPhone 4 came out
When
in
did
like.
the iPhone 6S come
2012.
out? I asked Google
Put it in the
Assistant.
microphone.
September 25th, 2015. It came right up. Google is better, dude. This is a Pixel. Google Pixel.
2015.
Listen, let me explain something. Okay.
No, no, Google's better than Apple when it comes to search.
This is a
Definitely.
Google phone.
Definitely, but the
Everything's better.
phones aren't better.
Here's what I think. Listen, when it comes to phone calls, the iPhone's better. And
Phone
since it's a
calls?
phone, then you should say it's a better phone. Phone
Messaging's
calls,
better.
No.
Phone calls are
No.
better. Every single
Nope.
app I've ever used is
Nope.
always better on the iPhone
Not
if
even
there's
close.
an iPhone and a Android version.
If there's both versions, you're right. But there's so many things you can do with an Android you can't do with an
Yeah,
iPhone.
but you're
Like
talking
what?
about sketchy shit.
No, it's not sketchy. Let me give an example. Jed, and she'll get this. He's a dude. He doesn't get it. For instance, I had a dude that was harassing me. So my lawyer told me to put this app on my phone. It records every phone call.
See? Here
Oh,
we go.
wow.
Here we go. This is the shit I was just talking about, by the way. When I said, when you're doing sketchy shit.
That's not sketchy.
All right, never mind.
It's
That's
only
actually-
my Android is 100% more accurate.
Look,
The
I agree-
iPhone fucks it
look,
up.
I agree 100%. I love Google. I think Google's amazing, and
better.
I think Samsung, Android. I love my Android, but there are certain applications
Certain apps, I agree.
that are
agree.
100% way better on iPhone, and just a second thought on the Android.
That's true.
But
That's true.
there is
Like
definitely Android is definitely like you could do whatever you want to on Android, and iPhone you can't do as easily
Also-
because of security reasons. So the shit that you're doing is very open to hackers more than Apple.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
So remember those photos that you got
Ryan?
hacked recently?
No.
Do you have any photos that you think are going to come up someday?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Not photo, video.
Are they good
more
photos?
Video.
Or videos? Are they sex videos?
I mean, not like
Blowjob
I mean,
videos?
some
What is
stuff-
it? What,
yeah,
what's
stuff,
the
some
video?
stuff like
I
that.
mean, you might as well say it now so they can't ransom you. Right? Like who did that? There's somebody
It's illegal.
who
Is
did.
that like young actress?
Somebody the other day was getting like they were like, we found your phone and we got all the videos of you sucking that cock. Give us $3 million or we're not going to release it. And
That's
she's like, you know
illegal.
what? Yeah, 100% it's illegal.
She's like, put it out. It'll
no,
whatever.
she put it out.
Oh.
So
I only have a couple things I worry about.
what's the things?
Do you want to know
Oh
the
yeah, it
truth?
was Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne.
Oh,
You know who she is?
She's hot. Yeah.
Who is she? I don't
She's
even know
an
who
actress,
she is.
isn't she?
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
just one
Lord.
thing, and I'm almost afraid to say it because someone might find it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
There's like one thing I did at a point in my career when I was super broke, and it's not porn. It's not close to porn, but I had a fan. This website hit me up that works with like mostly webcam girls, and they were like, "You have this fan who will pay for you to make him private videos," and I was like, "I don't do nudity, so what's the point?" And they were like, "He just wants you with other hot chicks, just being like in the video." So I made a few videos for this guy where the other girls were naked, but I wasn't. And I sold them to him for like $1,000 a
That's
video.
awesome.
That's
And they're like
great.
5 minutes long.
That's
but I
great.
do worry just sometimes like,
No, that's great.
but you know what I worry more? Not about how I look or being with naked women. It's like really bad acting and like cheesy. It's like that kind of shit.
Yeah, but
But
you have
also it's
so
a
much
porn.
time to write a dialogue to what comes out. You know what I mean? So when it comes
Yeah.
out, you're like, oh, this is what I was talking about. This girl looked like a sandbox.
I mean, I don't even know where this guy, he's like in Nebraska and he's like 70 or something. So
Yeah,
I
that's not
worry
good.
when he
What?
dies, if his family finds it. They're on DVDs. They're not even like emailed.
Oh, yeah.
No,
one has a
if they
DVD
find
player.
it, they're gonna be like, we can never show this to anyone.
Yeah, maybe you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, you're 100%.
That's it.
you're
I don't.
That's it? That's all you're worried about?
Well, anything I send to a guy, I look good in. So worst case scenario, something comes out, I'm like, eh.
Whatever.
Do you send shit to like guys that you're fucking? Like, do you send like naked shit to them?
I do if we're together.
Wow, so you don't give a fuck at all?
I'm careful with
No,
who.
I don't think you give a fuck at all.
I do.
You want it to get out.
No,
Look, if you didn't want to get out, like if you're just fucking a guy, you wouldn't send him naked shit.
it's not guys I'm just fucking. It's guys that I'm like with, like in a relationship.
Like a month.
Like exclusively.
Yeah, a month. I know you.
No,
You-
like 3 months. You know me. I don't.
3
commit.
months? Oh, 3 months.
How many guys have I committed to since you've known me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Well,
you're
no.
doing it to guys that you're not even like
No.
showing other people.
Usually when I send them, I don't put my face in it unless we're like together.
Right.
And I only send those to guys that also have something to lose if it comes out.
All right. Recently, you posted a photo. You were in or video. I don't even think it's online anymore. Is it online on your
I don't
Instagram
know what
or
you're talking
anything?
about.
It's a video. It's one of the sexiest videos ever. But
In
my
Florida?
is it on your Instagram?
The one I just posted
Is
where I
it-
was naked?
Yeah, is that on your Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, we have to watch this.
Oh, Christ.
So you're not too
Totally.
shy.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Not shy
Well,
with
you
your,
don't see anything in it.
No, you don't.
I'm
You
naked,
don't.
but you don't see
You
it.
don't.
So you're covering the dark part of your boob, and then.
And
the-
there's no real, it's just side butt.
So what's the difference between that and a nude?
Well, it's implied nude. I mean, honestly, I think nudity should not.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on. It's
I-
just like a weird.
I think nudity, the reason that I try so hard to like make nudity not a big deal partly is because, like when you're a kid, if your parents let you smoke or drink, then you're like, it's not that big a deal, so you don't rebel as much. I think that the reason like sex crime is so high in America versus countries where nudity is, like if you go to Europe, you can go to a nude beach, it's nothing. Here, it's like a huge deal to see your nipples. So I just feel like nudity, if I could be naked, I don't know. I wouldn't go on stage naked, but I definitely. The other day, I walked out to my car with no shirt on. Forgot I even didn't have a shirt on until like halfway to my car. And I was like, "Oh shit, one package." I just think it's dumb.
Yeah, I don't. I wish it'd be a lot easier not to have to care. Like,
We
dudes,
shouldn't.
dudes go out with their underwear on just to like take out the garbage or whatever all the time.
Well, it's just this total double standard of like women aren't allowed. Brian, what are you doing over there?
Don't mind me. I'm just doing some behind the scenes. Like, what the fuck's happening? I'll be right back. All right. Let's take a break
Can
while
we
you guys
pause?
Yeah, we could
we
definitely
allowed to pause?
You know what? Let's actually pause. We
Ooh,
don't
I need-
usually do this on a Death Squad show.
But there's usually like 9 people.
Yeah. But this is 4 in the morning. Let's take a pause.
Please.
I'm going to fix something that's bugging the fuck out of me and come back to the conversation. And when we get back, we're going to talk about Kate in Florida and the video she posted and what I think about it. Because I think it was one of the sexiest videos ever.
That was nice of you. He actually said he thought it was funny too, which he never thinks that anything I do that's sexy is funny.
But there's a funny part about it.
Thank
and
you.
at first, if she didn't do the funny part,
It would've sucked.
I would have been like, Kate, you need to stop. What's wrong with you? We need to talk. But she added this one part to it that saved the whole thing. We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back with Dysentary. Let's go to our sponsors.
We have
All
sponsors?
right. No, we don't.
Squatty potty.
No, we don't. All right.
I do.
We'll be right back.
Okay.